Hey everyone, what's up guys? Welcome to Digital Piece of Media's first E3 um, review, interview, preparation, our first E3 interaction video. How about that? We're all excited here for the 2016 E3. Lots of stuff going on, lots of new things we hope to see. And we'll just start it off with our roundtable. Danrez, you got anything you really want to say to the viewers just right off the top?
Just welcome, and this week should be exciting for what's going to be reviewed, or well, what we're going to review, and look forward to talking about it.
All right, Kenrez.
Oh, yeah, I'm Ken Rez now. Ooh, I'm a
Well,
member
you're
of the
not
family.
Ken Ryu.
But,
Master Kenrez.
I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm not really looking forward to E3 this year. I mean, I feel like Nintendo is gonna let us down yet again, and PlayStation or Sony and Microsoft just seem like they're the same guy these days. Are they gonna hold hands and kiss each other or something? I mean, and the fact of the matter is, E3 starts tomorrow. And we've already got the PlayStation or Sony press conference going on. We've got the press conference from Xbox or Microsoft, whatever the hell they call themselves. And, they're doing everything all on their own. And, it's separate from E3. And E3 is just turning into this glorified, let's all play games together experience. And it's not really about, showing us new stuff like it was supposed to be back in the day. So I'm not excited. I'm let down. Whatever.
All right.
Montaro.
All right, hey guys, how you doing? I'm hopeful. I'm not too excited, but I'm hopeful that they should, Sony or Microsoft or Capcom or someone surprises us and releases a game I'm excited for. That's it. I don't have any expectations. I know Nintendo's already gonna let me down, but I'm hoping someone surprises me and they release a game that I'm excited for. That's all I got.
Any games in particular you're looking forward to?
Well, I want to see what they have for the new Zelda game. There's a bunch of games I'm hoping that maybe they get a new game in their franchise. But other than that, the only thing that I'm aware of is that, Pokemon and the Zelda game.
And Paper Mario.
Paper Mario.
It's all about that Halo Wars 2, okay?
Oh, Halo Wars 2. Yeah.
Halo Wars 2. Oh my god, I can't wait. Said no one ever.
I'm actually looking forward to No Man's Sky. Last year when they showed that off, it looked pretty cool. It looked to me like they had so many worlds, like it was this whole universe you could explore, and the developers didn't even know what they were going to find on the planet that they went into because there was so much randomization involved. And I just liked the idea of like truly experiencing, this whole new universe and not knowing what we would find, or even if we would want to go to the planet in the first place, if it would have anything for us. It just seemed like a cool new thing, and we don't have a lot of cool new things these days. I mean, everybody was up in arms last year, hooting and hollering and clapping for The Last Guardian, and to me that just looks slow and boring, like a platformer that I didn't even want to play. And I'm hoping that they shit canned that and they don't show that all day.
It comes out in October. They just released a preview.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh,
We
man.
are so on
I was
top of
hoping
this.
that they got rid of it. I just, I couldn't believe it.
Just a
We're-
quick
oh,
note
we're
about
on the
No
ball.
Man's Sky. It did seem to have a lot of hype in the years before, but I didn't really get it. I like the concept, you go somewhere, anything can happen. It's a huge universe, but it seemed like with something that big, it would mostly be random,
Empty space.
empty. Yeah, it'll be like, oh, I'll wander around, I'll see like three things, and then I won't care anymore.
Yeah, but I think they were getting around that by having your little robots that were going to scan the area. So it would pretty much point you in the direction to explore something. I don't know, but I was hopeful.
I've had a couple years experience with a robot that scans something, Destiny, and it ended up letting me down in the end. So
That still exists?
What the hell?
Yeah, people play that, I think.
Still a thing?
Mean people like Gorfbot and FJ make videos about that? Who the heck?
I mean, if
even-
people
I don't
still
know.
play EverQuest, people can still play Destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably going to be one of those games.
All right, so let's move on to new things. We talked about, No Man's Sky very briefly. My personal expectation for E3 is something I've never heard of. Last year, I was very excited when I saw, I think it was called Horizon Zero Dawn with the robot dinosaurs. I'm an Xbox fanboy through and through. Totally. I saw Kingdom Hearts 3 before. I was like, oh my god, PS4. Last year, I saw the Horizon trailer with the dinosaurs. I was like, oh my god, I need to get on this PS4 train. So I'm just looking for anything that'll get me excited. That's what I love E3. Things I've never heard of coming out of
Yeah.
nowhere and impressing me.
I was really disappointed with that actually because I watched maybe 20 minutes of the Sony press release, and what they did was show the same exact gameplay, the same exact preview of Horizon until Zero Dawn, whatever the hell it was called. But
Stupid
they
name.
showed the same gameplay that they showed last year, and it was nothing new. And I feel like, they should have just not shown it at all if it's about to come out. I mean, show us
Yeah,
something
I agree.
else.
If they're gonna show something, I want something that comes out soon. Not like with, let's say, Kingdom Hearts 3, for example. Oh, look at this! It looks awesome. It looks fun. When will it come out? Probably freaking never.
Yeah,
No
5
release
years from
date
now.
yet.
5 years from now.
It's like, show me something new that's been kept completely secret, that's totally exciting to the gaming world, and that'll come out this year.
We don't have secrets anymore.
Did Kingdom Hearts, when they first revealed the third one, it literally was, I think, like 5 years ago, isn't it? Or just a long time ago?
But then they have Kingdom Hearts 2.5, 2.6, 2.7,
2.8.
Oh yeah,
2.937.
They just showed that new Kingdom Hearts trailer, and they were like, "Oh, it's gonna be so cool." And it's this Kingdom Hearts 2.8. It's like, really? I kind of wanted 3. I didn't really want freaking some card game on the DS or this 2 point whatever the hell it is. Come on, just give me something.
I mean, how long can you milk it before people just get to the point where like, I don't care about this game anymore. I don't care. 'Cause I'm kind of at that point. I don't even remember the other games anymore.
Well, that's why they released the 2.1 and 2.2 and 2.8, so you can remember the last games. At least that's what they said. And they're just like, it's because you have nothing else. Because the game,
It's because they have nothing else exactly.
yeah, the game might come out next year. That's what people are hoping, but there's no guarantee.
If I had a picture of Pooh, Moan, I'd put it up to the camera because that's what that is to me, right?
No, I agree. It's bull, but that's what that's their excuse. And whatever. Hopefully we get it next year, but. There's at the end of the new trailer, they're like, "Oh, we have announcements coming this December." I'm like, "Oh, announcements December."
You're announcing to announce?
Yeah.
So E3 has now
That's
become
exciting.
an announcement for announcements. Good job. Thank you, everyone.
Oh shoot.
Welcome to
Still-
I got something I want to bring up real quick. VR,
Bring it
virtual
up.
reality, and
Oh,
this
hell yeah.
this actually reminds me of something I talked about with Maroney a little bit earlier. You know how we had Nintendo 64 and everybody loved it, and then GameCube came out, and then Wii came out, and it was these new random controllers, and you're moving stuff around, and you're playing bowling or tennis or whatever. And then Wii U came out, and it was barely any better, and it was another handheld system basically. It seemed to me like all of these new ways to experience video games end up being very novelty, and they wear off very quickly. Like we got tired of the nunchucks. I hate playing Mario Kart, holding the wheel and trying to drive. I want a controller. I want to play the game like it's a video game. I don't want to, have this stupid experience flailing around. How is virtual reality going to be? Is it going to be a novelty that is a big waste of their money? I mean, we have Sony VR, we have this VR, we have. It seems like just a giant fish tank of 40 different ideas, and are any of them going to be any good at all?
I don't know. I don't know to the extent that you guys have played with VR, but I do have a Samsung VR headset. I may or may not be one of the more experienced VR users of the group. I can personally say my favorite part of VR is not gaming. It's not. I love the immersion of the browsing and whatnot. It's cool. You feel like Iron Man looking around and stuff's popping around. But like Ken said, when I play games, I just kind of want to sit down and play a game.
Yeah, we'll see if VR is the future. I kind of doubt it is. I think people get tired of it. I mean, there's a possibility it could, take off, but at the same time, it kind of seems like motion controls, like Ken said. 5 years from now, people could be like, I hate having that headset on my head. I'm just gonna sit down with a controller.
I really do
I mean,
feel
does
like
anybody
it has
actually still use their Kinect? Does anybody use PlayStation Move? Does anybody use any of that crap?
No, those
I
things
don't
are-
think so.
Not really.
I don't even use it to yell at my Xbox anymore.
No, exactly. I just double tap the home button, hold X or Y or video or a screenshot, and be done with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I think VR does stand a chance in the future as we have these new announcements for the new PS4.5 or whatever and the Xbox Slim supporting 4K, hinting at their own VR, kind of hardware, their own VR devices. I think it's got a chance at the future, but will it be the future is just something only time will tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I mean,
it ain't,
was it
it ain't gonna be shit.
Bethesda talked about? I think there's a It was a Fallout VR game
Yes.
coming, or that they were
I
talking
did
about.
hear about that.
I mean,
Oh, Mr. Fallout Hat.
yeah, I know, right? I thought I saw it today, and I think that'd be awesome. But I don't know if I would. VRs are pretty expensive from what I've seen. I don't know if I would fork out that kind of cash for just one game. But who knows? That could probably spawn a bunch more like that. But I doubt it. I don't think that gamers are lazy. You want to sit on a couch and just veg.
Okay, so today is Monday. We did have some E3 announcements here. Not as many as we're hoping for, but one of the big things I saw come out was the talk of Microsoft supporting cross-platform gaming. How do you guys feel
Yeah.
about uniting the console gamers and the PC gamers?
I think that's awesome. Yeah, it's the new Xbox Play Anywhere or whatever. I like the idea because I've actually been in situations where I bought the same game multiple times just to play it on PC. So I like to mod and do whatever on my PC, and then most of my friends have Xbox, so I'll buy the game also on Xbox and play it there. But with this new announcement, that's actually kind of cool because then I can just buy it for my PC and still be able to play with my friends who all own Xboxes. But I
They're
think I'm really
two
looking
different
forward to that.
worlds, right?
Oh,
I mean-
absolutely, they are.
I mean, because they're going to be arguing over, frames per second, and, are you going to make the game of lower quality just so that it can fit for Xbox users and PC users at the same time? Or, I mean, and then having the PC users being able to do their mods and it's I don't see how, everybody's going to have an equal experience.
Well, it's gonna take some time to adjust the system, but I think it's a good innovation. I think it's a great idea, and it's a long time coming. So you can PC players always PC, but sometimes you want to play with your friends, and there's people like me. I'm a console gamer. I always I always get the console. I don't play games on my PC whatsoever. So, but if I have a friend who only play it on PC, I would like to play with them. So I mean, like I said, it's gonna take tweaking, but. I think it's a good
I feel
idea.
I feel like this also opens up the idea of. I think there was an announcement too how Microsoft and Sony were talking about cross-platform, like one live system. I'm wondering if it'll open the idea for that too, because that's another thing that's always pissed me off. This whole console wars thing and you having to buy a specific system if you want to play with specific friends, because half of our friends own Xboxes, the other half own PS4s, and I mean, it's just too unrealistic to buy the games, to buy the systems, and to put the amount of time into the game to play both, to play both groups of your friends. So if this sort of can pave the way for that to take place, I think that's a really cool thing.
Especially with the way ahead, how they have a PlayStation 4.5. I mean, today that they announced what, 2 new systems over the next 2 years for Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Yes.
Like, is it really going to be an annual release, an annual update, another $400, another $600? I mean, if that's really the way that they're going, then
you're just gonna get a PC.
Screw it. You need to be able to have cross-platform entirely, because nobody's going to go out of their way and have the newest system, the newest system, the newest system. They're going to go once every 2 years, once every 3 years, whatever. Just like they do with iPhones. You either get the iPhone and then the 6 and then the 7, or the 6S and then the 7S. You don't get every single
2 or
upgrade.
3 generations.
Right. I mean, it's just ridiculous if they really expect us to buy a new system every year.
I see
When
it
I
as
saw it, I thought the same thing.
I see it as a road plagued with technical difficulties since they've all been based off different infrastructures and whatnot. But I really think it would be wise of each company to really sit down and try to think of a unified way to make it work. We all want to play with our friends. We all have our favorite consoles. We don't want to have to pay an extra however many hundreds of dollars to play with our friends. You know, I prefer the Xbox controller. Ken prefers a PlayStation controller. I would still
Well, it's 'cause
love
they
to
have little
play with
hands.
them. I would still love to play with them. Some of the people
No, you
prefer
wouldn't.
PC.
Yeah, so
Oh, man.
it's a
Race
good
car.
idea. I know people always drive up and down my freaking street, which is
So
awesome.
fast. Furious.
I was like, damn, Mona, you in a car? You taking off? Where are you going?
I'm watching the new freaking Ridge Racer trailer for the PlayStation 4.
Like,
That's not true.
this
If you guys
this
hear that.
E3 video is being brought to you live from driving to E3.
Gotta get there fast.
Okay, Sonic.
Speaking of Sonic,
Yeah.
I hope they announce a new Sonic game this year. In the upcoming days, a good new Sonic game, not a Sonic Boom game that's coming out. in
Ken's shaking his
September.
head too.
I was-
Just let him
I was
die.
gonna
Just
say-
let him die.
It has to be a good one. It's just a quality over quantity. There's been enough quantity.
Yes.
It really has.
Look, Mon, Sonic is like Michael Jordan, okay? He had to retire at some point, okay? You brought him back and played for the Wizards.
Nope.
It's terrible.
You know,
That's fine.
we need a new Sonic Spinball
He has to go
for
play
our
baseball.
iPads,
You know,
for
a
our
little bit of golf.
tablets. You know, Sonic Spinball 2 would be amazing right now.
I'd take a Sonic
I think,
Spinball too.
Sonic DLC as a character in Overwatch? Come on now.
Hey, that could be fun. Actually, I need to buy Overwatch as soon as I'm done with Fire Emblem because that game's awesome.
Well, I'm hopeful because Sony's announced a remake of or a remaster of the Crash Bandicoot, the first 3 games. So I'm excited. I like Crash Bandicoot. He's my
That
pizza
actually makes
guru.
sense because you could play Crash Bandicoot in Uncharted.
Yeah, so that's cool. And I'm
And that must have been what they were trying to allude to or something in Uncharted.
Yeah.
That was actually a really
A
cool
little
throw
Easter
in.
egg we didn't know about.
yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited for that. I like when they do remasters of games, especially if they're like, generations old, 10 years, 20 years.
It's okay if it was old enough. I don't want a remaster of a game from 2 years ago.
Oh,
Like,
no. We were actually
okay.
just talking about that before we, started
Yeah.
recording about Smash
You-
Bros.
You'll be surprised though because for The Last of Us, I played it on PS3, and then when I bought my PS4, it came with it, and it was a quote unquote remastered version, right? I mean, all they really did was, bump up the graphics a little bit and then change it to 60 frames, I think, per second. And it was actually better. So like a game that I loved a lot was actually twice as good on the new system. So if they did that with Melee, as much as stupid as it might be, it might actually be a pretty cool thing. Just because I
But they're
love that game
screwing
so
this
much.
up all the time. I mean, it's just poor planning. I really truly believe that these developers are just not thinking ahead. I mean, think about with Dark Souls 2. I mentioned this to Maroni earlier also. Dark Souls 2 came out right before the new system. And then, of course, they brought it out again for PlayStation 4. And, I mean, I don't want to buy the game for an old system right as a new one's coming out. And I don't want to wait a year and a half for it to be remastered onto the new system, especially when they don't have backwards compatibility. It just
oh yeah.
really grinds my gears. And if you got a new system coming out, take your time with the game, get it done right, and have it come out for a new system. I'm tired of these systems coming out, and then you're playing like PlayStation 4. The first 2 years, we were playing PlayStation 3 games on PlayStation 4. It's not until just now where we're actually getting games that were developed for the new system and are actually
And they
using
released a
the
new
power.
one.
I mean,
And that's-
and now they got a newer one. So it's like a screw us moment here. Where,
Yeah.
they just want to just jab us with a knife, it seems.
Even big
Look,
budget
Ken, we're dollar
games
signs. We're
like
dollar signs, Ken.
like Destiny, literally last Thursday just announced they're dropping last gen console. It's like, really? Yeah, it's only like year 3 of the game, and they're like, we're not going to support PS3 and 360 anymore. Like, really? I mean, they'll still support it, but you can't play. It'll be separate or whatever. But this is a problem that goes way back. I mean, you think about the original Xbox. Halo 2 came out. What came out right after Halo 2? The Xbox 360.
Yep.
It isn't a new thing. It's miserable for everyone.
Yeah, game companies need to get their act together. The NX is coming out, so hopefully Nintendo is prepared to, with a bunch of games lined up. Already, that's one of the things we were talking about. The new Zelda game was supposed to come out last year, and they've been pushing it back so it could come out with the release of the NX, which is fine. It's a way to sell a system. But at the same time, it's like, well, everyone who already owns the Wii U has been waiting for this game for a while now, and it's probably just going to have maybe a little touched-up graphics or something and run a little bit better, but that's about it. So we have to wait, an extra year and a half, 2 years for this game to come out, just so it comes out with the system. But if they would have planned ahead and say, hey, the Wii U's failing, because they've known the Wii U's been failing for a while, and they were just
since
like,
before it came out.
Yeah, I was just saying system before it came out.
Yeah, exactly. So they should have been prepared, like, hey, we're going to need a new system. It's going to cost us a lot of money, but we're going to need it. So they should have been preparing for that. And right now, this year, we were also talking about Paper Mario and Pokemon are like the only new Nintendo games coming out made by Nintendo. Maybe a different company might release a new game, but that's all they got coming. It's like, if you own a Wii U, you're screwed. Like, either way for Paper Mario later this year, and that's it.
Does Nintendo really need more than Pokemon? I mean, come on, I'm a 30-year-old guy. I got a career, a wife, and kids. I'll still get the new Pokemon, go on some forums. Hey, trade me this. And you know what? I will spend 10 hours freaking farming to get that perfect freaking egg for that one battle I'll use it. Come on, man.
Yeah, there's nothing against Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I'm going to get the new Sun and Moon, on the day it comes out. I'm just saying that Nintendo planned poorly, and console-wise, they only have one game coming out after this month. They have another game coming out this month, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, but after that, they don't have any more games, so the rest of the year is just empty until the NX comes out in March. So they're kind of, if you're a Nintendo fan, you're kind of SOL. I mean, Pokemon will fill that void, but that's November. So if you can wait from June until November, that's 5 months without a new, really good new Nintendo game. You don't have anything. And I don't know when this Paper Mario game is coming out, but people are already being pessimistic towards it because the last Paper Mario games weren't that good. So hopefully Nintendo...
The real test is actually,
RPG.
how many games do you have that you actually beat? When I look at my collection for PlayStation, my collection for Xbox, my collection for Wii U, because I own all 3 of them, I have maybe 15 games from Wii U, and I've beat maybe 3 of them. Why? Because I get bored of them, I get tired of them, they're just crap. They're games I looked forward to, but they're novelty, just like the damn controller, just like the damn system, and I get tired of it, and I throw them to the side, and I never finish them. But if you look at the games I'm playing on Xbox, and you look at the games I'm playing on PlayStation, I finish almost all of them. And, it's another nail in the coffin for Nintendo and for Wii U, and they need to abandon it as soon as they can and come out with something new. I don't care if it's RC Pro-Am Racing. I don't care if it's Excite Bike. Either it's got to be super, super old that is a new, fresh, take on it, or it's got to be a new idea we've never seen before. Another Zelda game that's exactly the same as the previous one, another Pokemon game, another Paper Mario game. It's like the Final Fantasy 15 trailer we just saw for Sony. I mean, you guys had talked about it. You didn't play 13 and then 13-2 or 12 sucked or whatever. I mean, we're getting too many of these games back to back to back, and we don't get enough time to miss them and enjoy them and then love them, cherish them. We're just throwing them to the side. Wow.
Yeah. Speaking of Final Fantasy 15, it's going to have VR support. Just to give you a little nugget, Ken.
Yeah, why don't these companies like me?
I was gonna say, I think what you're really bothered by, Ken, is that they're just not making quality games anymore. Everything's just so rushed out, and just get the gimmick out, get them to spend the money, and then that's it. Let's move to the next gimmick, and over and over again.
Some
just
downloaded content here, some new fresh skins,
Exactly. It's all just crap quality. Like there's a handful of games that I would say that are really worth the money, and they're I don't know, they have that value. Some games like The Witcher, the whole series is great, things like that. I could go on, but you know what I'm saying. Like they just don't make those games with good quality anymore. Where you're like, man, I really like that game. I really miss that game. Or they're getting away from that. They're getting more into like the Call of Duty style of every year, let's come out with a game and just like release download content later and then make another one next year.
Or an unfinished game, like the new Street Fighter that came out, didn't even have a story mode or anything. It was incomplete, and they rushed it out. They're like, "Here you go, guys, incomplete game. Who wants to play a game that's not completed?" I would have been
Yeah,
pissed.
because they're like, oh, it's a fighting game. They don't care about it. They just want to push buttons.
Yeah,
They're stupid.
It almost seems like there's a game within the game where users try to find what's been cut from the table and offered as DLC later.
yeah.
People just try to, and that's really sad. We don't want this. We don't want anything unfinished. We don't want to be sold parts of an original game later. But really, we don't even want that to have been an option. We don't want people to go mining and find, oh, this should have been there before. We never used to think of that before.
Or locked
You know?
behind walls, like in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 when they had two characters locked away on the disc. It's like,
Yeah.
why would you do that?
And then freaking like the game's been out for 2 months and they're like, oh, you could buy the Ultimate one, which has all of these. I was like, I literally just bought this. I
Yeah.
bought that game.
Oh,
I-
so pissed about that.
I bought Marvel vs. Capcom 3 when it came out. I was excited. I'm not a fighting game player. I'm not good at them, but I have my fun. I bought it, and then they released that new one. And you know what I did when they released a new one? I traded it in. I was like, you know what? No.
I
I'm
did the
good.
same thing. I was like, man, screw this game. I'm done. I'm not buying a new one. I'm not playing the old one. I'm done.
It
Exactly.
used to be unlocking things, finding secrets, and enjoying your game. And,
That
and
was
now
your
it's what secrets can I buy? What things can I buy to unlock?
Pay to win.
It's not an enjoyable experience, and they're just really adding that whole microtransaction to everything. And they're not microtransactions if they're 99.99. I'm sorry. It's
All right, guys. Well,
ridiculous.
we're 30 minutes into this, and we've had some good conversations here, some good topics, but I think we need to get back a little more towards E3, where we'd hope to see.
Yeah.
You know,
This
we've
always
definitely
happens. We
had
go down
some
that
good
rabbit
talk,
hole.
though. I don't want to be a jerk. I mean, if you're new to Digital Pizza Media, we are real life friends here. We've all known each other a very long time. We're all big gamers, big fans of everything, and we like to talk forever. And here we're gonna be talking about E3. So, okay, we did see 2 new console debuts, kind of. Nothing from Nintendo. I want to say if Nintendo was to debut a new console, which I want to see something conventional. I want to see something like how the Xbox and the PS4 try to unite the home entertainment experience, doing all these things with a normal freaking controller. That's what I want from Nintendo. I grew up with Nintendo. I love Nintendo, but they've been crap since GameCube.
Yeah, well, Nintendo is
You
going
got to lick your controller now.
Nintendo is going to release a new system, the NX. They already said they're going to release it on March, but they're not going to show it off at E3. They're going to have a separate conference later this year, probably around November or something. So they have a console coming down the pipeline, but no one knows anything about it. It's been really secretive. So there's been a lot of things saying that it's going to be, comparable to PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. But again, they're just rumors, so we really don't know anything. But we're not going to get anything this E3 because they decided to release it next year. And that's fine if it's a good system, but it's really irritating if you're a Nintendo fan because they have nothing to show this E3. And it really, really
How
sucks.
can anybody have any faith in them at this point? Like seriously.
If they don't go conventional, then they're only going to go mobile or with like the 3DS, which is great. And if that's like the best case. They also have the option of going software only and being the new Sega. If they don't go conventional, they're writing their own death sentence here, and that's what I truly believe.
Yeah,
It pains me to say it, but I haven't really touched Nintendo except for 3DS in years.
I agree with you. If the NX, isn't conventional like you said, they're done making systems. Handheld systems, I can still see them making, but home console systems, I think if the NX fails, then their home console systems are just done.
I think they need to make sure that the hardware on that system is a little bit better than the PS4 and the Xbox One. I mean, that was always my big problem with it. It's just they're always like 2 steps behind.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, yeah.
what's the deal? Why don't you guys? I get you're shooting for more for quality, or for the gimmicks versus the graphics and the power of your systems, but I don't. If they make that mistake again, that's like 3 in a row now. It's like, come on, guys. It's you've had plenty of time to catch up.
Yeah, and
Well,
I
I hear
think
the
that's
NX is going to have a cool controller. It'll measure the amount of tears that come out of your eyes when you're playing.
I leveled up.
Now, I think they're gonna release the NX, but the problem is it might be as good or maybe even a little better than the Xbox or PlayStation or the Xbox One or PlayStation 4. But the Xbox is releasing the Scorpio next year.
Yeah, the
And then-
4K.
And the PlayStation 4 is also supposedly releasing a new system. So they're gonna be behind again. They're gonna be right there, neck and neck with them for like maybe a few months, and then boom, they're done again.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That they need to release something that's higher powered. It's better.
They
It's something
released
that actually
two
feels.
early. They try to get the jump on the competition, and then they're however many months early. But that extra time they could have spent just leads to them being technologically inferior. Like with the GameCube and the Xbox, you're like, yeah, we're out. And PS2 is
Superior.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right
I mean,
off the shelf.
Everybody knows these days, almost everything's on a schedule, the new hardware for your PC comes out somewhere around June time frame. The new iPhone or whatever comes out around August or September. Everybody has their set schedule. So if you know when the new hardware is coming out, you know when you're going to see the new RAM upgrades, you know when you're going to see the new, whatever. They can plan ahead. They can see what comes out, and then they can buy everything at a lower price instead of buying things and then having the newer stuff come out and then being like, oh, well, too bad for us. Because that's what it seems like Nintendo does all the time. Is they're not planning ahead for these systems at all. They're just flying by the seat of their pants and hoping for the best. And they're targeting children, which is not even a significant market share anymore. We grew up with these video games, and now we're adults and we still play these video games. Everybody plays video games these days, and so you need to target a much wider market than just 6-year-old kids.
Yeah, I think the kids are targeted or are getting more on like the mobile gaming, and the
Right.
the tablets.
They get the
and stuff.
tablets.
Yeah.
A lot of things some of the companies don't realize is, and I can say this because I have kids, kids will want to play what they see the adults playing. So if you make a game for an adult, that's not overly freaking, I'm not trying to say some freaking adult rated game. You make a game that an adult will like, a kid
Grand Theft
can
Auto,
watch
no.
no. Something you could a kid can watch their parents play and have fun. They'll be like, hey, I want to be a part of that too. And that's what grows the consumer. That's what pulls them in and brings them along the line.
Yeah, so if you're not, essentially, they make a game that you're not willing to play or buy, your kids are never going to hear about it and they're not going to give a crap about it.
And then they might not ever care about games at all because they never saw you play anything. They don't care about that crap.
Yeah, because things have changed since they first started making games. The first generation of gamers have grown up and they have kids, and they're still gaming. We're still gaming. I mean, we were part of that generation. So I also have kids. They watch me play a game, they want to play it. If I stop playing and I'm like, this game is garbage, they also think it's garbage. They won't want to play it.
Yeah.
And if they hear any of their friends talking about it, they're like, well, my dad said that game sucks, so you're stupid.
Yeah, or
My dad can kick higher than your dad can.
yeah, or like Randy's kids like Minecraft. So my daughter, or Gorfy's kids like Minecraft. So my daughter, she wanted to play Minecraft. I don't have any interest in Minecraft, but they did. So it's kind of a weird, it's just a weird era now. Like Gorfy said, you got to develop these games for adults, and when kids see it, they'll be more inclined to play it.
Right.
All right, well, we're about 38 minutes in. Let's try to wrap this up. Let's start with what we ultimately hope to see from E3. Just whatever you think would just really make E3 2016 awesome for you. Let's start with Dan Rez.
I don't think that there's any one thing I would say that would make it awesome for me. I'm never really blown away by E3s. I get excited, but nothing ever really makes me in that level of oh, I can't wait for this or that. Except for maybe the Xbox One announcement back in the day, maybe. But I don't know. I want to know more about the the cross-platform thing, the play anytime or whatever. Hopefully they release a little bit more info about that to see how that works. But other than that, I think the console things are stupid, so I don't give a crap about them. I don't want the new iPhone.
Ken Ryu Rez, what would make this a great E3 for you?
I don't think there's anything that can make it great for me either. I'm always disappointed.
Set the bar low so you.
If there's anything decent, it'll be a win.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything decent, it'll be a win for me. I mean, I'm tired of seeing the same stuff over and over again. Just something fresh, and I'm not talking VR either. I'm talking about a fresh new video game that'll give us like a character that we can fall in love with. Like people fell in love with Samus Aran. People fell in love with Mario. People fell in love with Sonic. People fell in love with, so on and so forth. Sephiroth. We don't have anybody that we love these days. Nothing new, anyways. So, I'd love a new character, a new franchise that we can fall in love with.
All right, and Montaro, what would make this a great E3 for you?
All right, two things. One thing, like Ken was saying, was a new character franchise. There's this game called Mugman. I think that's the title of the game. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's like this old school platform type shooter.
Splatoon.
That's made in the style of old school cartoons, like Disney cartoons and kind of like Looney Tune cartoons.
Didn't they show that last year?
They've been showing it for a while now, but the thing that would make me really happy is if they gave it a release date, because it doesn't have a release date. I've been wanting to play it for years now, I think. So if they gave it a release date, that would make me super happy. And a new Mega Man game. I've been wanting a new Mega Man game forever. Not only a remake of the old or one of the old games or an HD port. I mean, an actual brand new fucking Mega Man game with updated graphics. That would make me happy.
But you have Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, what happened with that?
Mighty Number 9 comes out next week. I'm excited for that, but my hopes aren't too high for that at this moment. I think I'll enjoy it, but the graphics look like trash right now. Anyway, but yeah, a brand new Mega Man game would be exciting. That's, if they gave Mugman a release date on a new Mega Man game, I would be super excited. This E3 would be a win for me.
What was that game? The first one you said it's got Disney characters and stuff.
It's a Mugman, I think. It doesn't have Disney
I
characters.
thought it was Cupman.
Cupman.
I think
yes,
I meant,
Cupman.
and it was kind of black and white, like an old Disney movie. I remember from last year. I remember I was watching with my wife and kids, and we were like, "Hey,
Cupman.
I need to play that."
Yeah, it looks really cool and fun. I've been.
Oh
waiting
yeah,
for it.
fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Games.
for me personally, what would make this a successful E3 is the release of something that's not your typical Call of Duty dude bro shooter. I want a good immersive RPG, and I want it at the end of 2016. If you announce something at E3 that comes out in 2016, I will be happy. I want something that I can look forward to now, because we have been tricked before. We've been tricked before with your, hey, look at this Kingdom Hearts 3. That's never
In
gonna
2046.
Exactly. All right, so does anyone have any last thoughts to throw out there before we go ahead and wrap this up?
Yep, Halo Wars 2.
Cross your fingers.
Yep. I'm waiting for it. Get my tablet ready.
Yeah.
My tablet is hot. It's on fire.
Just hopefully there's some good announcement. We'll put out some more videos this week. I'm hopeful some good things come out, but I guess we'll see. We're all old and crusty now, so we're just like, no, they're not gonna do anything good. It's gonna suck.
We know better.
We're so jaded and old.
Back in my day, E3 was exciting.
Yeah, and we had to find out from Game Informer when it was going to be.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got my OPM official Xbox magazine. We're like ready to freaking go, man. I'm gonna get my monthly demos. Oh, it's gonna be sweet.
Nintendo
Sweet.
power.
No. Let's just get out of here.
All right, let's.
All right, guys.
All
Well, thank you for watching this Digital Pizza Media video. If this is your first time watching us, and you like what you saw, go ahead and throw a like, a comment, a subscribe out there. We've got lots of other videos about the gaming world, and we're hoping to have a lot more soon. We're going to continue covering E3 2016 throughout the week. So we'll see you later, and peace out!
Later.
Okay, see you later, guys.
Hey.
Bye.